and
True.
you guys get to witness Kate and I vibing and getting to know each other. And it makes me think, Bianca and I, so we got going on first of all MySpace, which was the
Oh God.
Facebook before Facebook.
Yeah, I remember.
Okay, so that's where we got going. So it turns out Bianca actually dated a friend of mine, and I didn't remember her at all. But she reached out to me. So I was having a very public fight with a girl on MySpace. Okay, all right. So I don't remember this girl. This girl sort of like really it was sort of a girlfriend-ish and treated me wrong. And I wrote this, and it was over with me and her. And this girl, and I wrote a whole thing knowing she would see it. How you just give and give, and you get nothing back, and how disappointed I was, and I'm just not going to give anymore. It's not worth putting yourself out there. All of this, and that was it really trying to make my last point to this ex that she had upset me and hurt me. So then I get a direct message from Bianca, my now wife, and I can't remember exactly. I mean, I don't want to be like I'm quoting, but it was something to the effect of, "Are you okay? I saw your post. It seems like you're going through a lot. Are you okay?" And I wrote back something to the effect of, "No, I'm fine. It's just like I tend to, give, and I often get expect in return, and I often get disappointed." And so through that, her and I started talking on MySpace, which then moved to Facebook. We were both like, "Let's, we're moving to Facebook." We moved, and we communicated digitally because you said, you communicate digitally. We communicated on Facebook for 9 to 10 months. So never picked up the phone, sent messages, and got to know each other really, really well. We got all the sort of remedial stuff out the way, like
Yeah.
how many siblings have you got, what school did you go to, like all that stuff. So that when you do finally meet, you don't need to go through the basic stuff. You do have a very good sense of who they are or whatever. So I can't remember exactly what it was, but we were going backwards and forwards for quite a while. And then a few months later, she did a public post about something going on with some guy because we were just friends. We were just talking. It was just, and I wrote to her and I said to her, I saw your post. Are you okay? And she, we got to speak here. I said, I don't know if you remember, but when you reached out to me and I copied and pasted what she had said, which was great advice, you gave me this advice, like, don't not give, just give to the right people or something. And I said the same thing back to her. And so like we sort of got there. And I said to her at the stage, I said, look, this is ridiculous. We gotta see each other. I mean, like I feel like I've got a relationship with my computer. And she kept saying to me, it's not the right time, it's not the right time, it's not the right time. And I kept saying, whenever you're ready, no pressure, whenever you're ready. So then it came to it, and like I kept every couple of weeks, I would say, do you feel ready yet? I'd love to go for a coffee. It doesn't have to be anything hectic, just, to
Where
get
did she
together.
live?
No, it's for close. It
Oh,
turns out, it turns out now, I mean, and I found out quite soon after, it didn't take 20 years. I mean, we've been married now 14 years. And so I know this, but she was also on and off with a guy. So she was seeing a
uh,
guy at the time and she didn't want to,
that's
whatever, which she never expressly said to me. But then, I kept saying to her, we should go out. And she said, it's not a good time. It's not the right time. So finally, she said to me, "Okay, let's do it." And we made a date together for a Saturday night or whatever to go to this place, whatever it was. And then I think on the Thursday or the Friday, she sent me a message. That Thursday or Friday, I'm excited, bro. She sends me a message. She says, "Look, I'm sorry to do this last minute, but I'm not ready. Let's shelve it for a bit." And again, like I want to say, like, come on, I just said, "Okay, no problem. Whenever you're ready, I'm ready." And I wasn't seeing anyone at that stage. I'd finished with that previous girl, and I was really busy building Percal. I was working
mm,
almost 20 hours a day, 7 days a week, loading products on the site and doing whatever. So it sort of suited me. And I had a friend. I was, we were talking quite a lot. Like Bianca's printed all of them out, but there are long conversations there. And then I kept asking, and finally she accepted the date and
yeah.
didn't cancel. Now that night before, my server crashed. The website crashed for Percal. Now, at that stage, I was hosting Percal from my own personal computer. So my computer crashed. I had no computer. There was no website, no emails. And anyone who's got their own business knows that, like, it's like your baby's sick. Nothing else matters. So I spent the entire night. The next night, I'm supposed to be on a date with Bianca. That night before, the entire night, through the night, trying to fix everything and fixing it. I then get it fixed by 8 in the morning, and now I've got a normal work day.
Nice.
So I work the whole day, and I'm dead. So now it gets to 4:35 p.m. and I say, look, I've got this date at 8 o'clock. Let me have a 2-hour nap because I'm finished. So I go to bed. Right now, remember, I've been waiting for this date for almost 10 months now.
Slept through
So
it.
I put my alarm on for 7:30 p.m. I go to bed at 5 p.m. and I wake up at 11 p.m. I look at my phone and I've got 12 missed calls and SMSs, messages saying, where are you? Are you okay? Is this the right place? Where the fuck are you? What the hell is wrong with you? I thought you wanted to, like, it went like a whole progression and voice notes and everything. So I look at my alarm. I'd set it for 7:30 a.m. because it's usually a.m. It's usually a.m. I didn't change the a.m. to p.m. And so the alarm never went off. And I've been working on this for for almost a year. And here I fucked it. I fucked it. She wanted to go herself. She didn't want me to pick her up. I don't know. She wanted to meet me there. And yeah, she's sitting at this restaurant by herself, waiting for me. I stood her up. So
Bro.
bro. So it's now 11:30 at night, and I try phone her. She doesn't answer. So I messaged her and I said to her, you've got to believe me. There's a good explanation. Please let me know when you're awake. Don't hear from her. About midnight, I go back to bed. I wake up 7:30. My alarm goes off right in the morning. And at 8 o'clock, I try phone her because I think anything before that is like too early. 8 o'clock, I try phone her. She doesn't answer. So I message her. She doesn't answer. So I think at about lunchtime that day, she finally phones me back and she says, yeah. So I said, look, you got to hear me out. She said to me, Philip, honestly, I sat there for 2 hours. I don't think there's nothing to hear. If this is what it's going to be, I don't want to hear anything. I said, come on, it's not fair. You know me well enough to know that there's an explanation. Just hear me out. If you don't accept it, you don't accept it, but hear me out. So she says to me, whatever, tell me. So I told her, well, exactly what I told you. And I said to her, please give me another chance. Let's do it. We'll set another date. Give me another chance. She said, well, I need to think about it. So I said, okay. So a couple of days later, she said, okay, we set a date and whatever. So much so that when we got married at her wedding, her brother gave me an alarm clock as a joke. So he was like the best man and he did speeches. And then all of a sudden over the speakers, an alarm came off like brr, brr. And he said, Philip would like to give you this alarm clock because but that was the story. So then we set a second date, which was really the first date. This time she said, you'll pick me up, no problem, because I'm not going and sitting there alone. I picked her up. I saw her mom peeking out of the window. And I took her out to a place for supper. And it was like I said to you, Kate, I don't know when I said it to you, but I did say it to you. The feeling was like this was someone I've known my whole life, and I wanted to catch her up on everything.
Damn.
And we sat there speaking for 6 solid hours. Her telling me her life, me telling me hers. I went home the next day and I said to my parents, I've met the girl I'm going to marry.
Whoa.
I knew it. It was just that feeling of familiarity.
What
We
about
had known
her?
each other for 10 months. Huh?
What do you know?
I met her parents. Yeah, I met her parents the day after. We went for lunch with her parents the day after, and I proposed to her a year after that.
Guys, this is how you get out of the friend zone. You're getting dragged, you're getting dragged, and then you finally get this chance, and then you stand them up, and they go, "Oh, damn, he's got a business." And then she says, "All right, fine." And now she's like, "You're gonna pick me up now." Now it's more romantic. That's literally how it works, bro. It sucks, but that's how it works a lot of times. That's actually probably good that you set her up by accident. Because it sounds like you were just getting dragged in the beginning, just like, oh, like, because I've had a few times like that where they're in and out of relationship. I hopped in on the tail end, and then it ended up as a disaster for me. But I didn't make well, it's not a mistake, I guess. It's probably the biggest W you could have made of skipping out the first time you finally got her on a date. Damn, that's fucking wild, dude. I love that story. You're great telling stories, man. You had me on the ropes there for a long time. I was like, what's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen?
Yeah,
Not gonna happen for me, fam. All I get is a bunch of DMs from bots telling me, do I want to promote my Twitter? When's my wife gonna slide in, bro? When's my wife gonna slide in?
when it's the right time. I'll tell you, I do remember very, very clearly that X that I publicly made a whole noise about or whatever. I really, really like felt like my world had caved
Mm,
in. I thought she was for me, and all the rest. Obviously, in hindsight, I can see she wouldn't have been right, and I
yeah,
really do believe that. But when that ended, I really thought I would never find someone, and I really felt like I was at the stage with that previous one where I was ready
yeah,
to move forward, like really and truly. Like my business was early, but it was supporting me. I was living on my own. I had my own place. I was at a stage where everything was good, but I was lonely. I was by myself, like literally by myself, and I just really. And it's usually those stages in life when you feel like you actually can't do it anymore, when it's about to turn.
yeah,
And if you can persevere just that little bit, it turns. It's usually that. It's whether that be business wise or when you're down to your last $100. That's when something actually happens.
yeah,
When you have twins out of the blue, and that's when business picks up. It's just when things seem like, how am I going to do this? It's not possible. That either that knowing like you have to make it happen that makes it happen, or God, or whatever you want to call it, that actually ends up happening. you know
yeah.
so if you're feeling like that in any circumstance, whether it be you feeling lonely and when is the girl going to come, it means it's close. Or when is the business going to turn, or when is any viewers, when you're at that stage where it just feels hopeless, persevere, because that's when things start to turn,
Yeah,
from my experience.
I agree. I agree. Just staying strong. Staying strong. Keep going. Damn, dude.
For
That was
sure.
lit. That was lit. Guys, if you
Yeah,
enjoyed
man.
this, if you enjoyed that story time too with Philip, smash the likes, smash the retweets, especially for
Story time. Story time with
appreciate you.
Philip. It's
That
like
was lit. That was super fun.
reading to my kids. Next time, I'll tell you the story of when I proposed to her, because that was very romantic. That
Definitely
we'll,
need to
we'll
hear that
keep
one.
that. We'll keep that for next time.
Yeah.
I see here. I mean, I've got one more story. There's a couple more, but there's only one more that I think I will talk about, and then we'll finish. Just want to see what you think of this, Kate. This layout over here.
Okay. Not bad. I like it.
Yeah,
Like
nice for
square.
when there's not
What do you see?
much to look at. Yeah.